What's good, everyone? It's your boy Sifu G, the esoteric warrior. Hope everyone's doing good today. Alright, so the question I asked was, what defines someone as a Taoist? Or what is a Taoist? If we strip away all the canons, philosophy, symbolism, magic, everything, rituals, deities, what is there still a Taoism? And everyone that's commented, I appreciate all your comments, and I'm coming from this from a different perspective, alright? So bear with me, have an open mind, because the Tao can teach you through nature, right? Where do you think they got their information from, right? So the 5 elements, for instance, or the seasons. A real Taoist would be someone that follows the seasons, and what I mean by that is they know what foods to grow, know when to harvest, what foods to eat and not to eat. That's from civilizations of trial and error, of course. And this all came about because of a story I read about a French cabin boy that was stranded in Cape York of Australia back in the 1800s and left to die. And an Aboriginal family took him in. He was only 14 years old, and he was almost dead. He couldn't find water. He didn't know what to eat. And he was dying. He was like, they found him and they gave him water. So ancient Aboriginal people would be what I could consider Taoist. Even from other cultures, the indigenous people that know the land, right? The stars, the workings of the sun and moon, all those seasons. This is the first part of understanding Tao. And it's natural, right? Sun and moon, we know there's light, darkness, there's a yin-yang concept there. The 5 seasons, and of course those 5 seasons come with the taste and the motions, right? All that type of understanding. When it's cold and no one likes that, right? When it's nice and sunny, people are more happier. So, and that all goes with Taoist way, and that could be found just by following nature. And you don't need to be bowing to deities and doing magic or casting spells or anything. The real man, or the natural man, I think they call the Ziraman or something like that. No, that's the art. There's a Ziriyan or something like that. There's the natural man. So one that follows the path of the Tao, follows the workings of nature. Ancient Aboriginal people, in my honest opinion, identify as Taoist. That's my input on what I believe, because you can have all the canons in the world, all the philosophy in front of you and read it, but if I left you out in the middle of Australia and you're not a hunter and you don't know the land and you haven't got a phone, you're going to have to survive. So life is about survival, and following the path of the Tao or nature, you get to survive. Right? You know, when winter's coming, they start to work all that out. Navigation, they use the stars. So, and every culture had their zodiac symbols and their stories. Ancient Aboriginal people got lots of Dreamtime stories, and the 7 Sisters or the Pleiades, right? Or the Chatsing in Taoism or Chinese. So calling yourself a Taoist, and just by reading books and knowing the Tao Te Ching by reading it and knowing some verses, playing around a few times with the I Ching. If you go and look at the Yellow Emperor classics of the 5 elements, that would be a great start. And it tells you all about healing and what to eat, not to eat. And that there is a good philosophy. But we're all being pampered, right? We've been pampered with GPS systems, phones, the news tell us the weather, all these tribal people that they knew how to read the weather and so much, know how to find water holes, and here we are just going up the shop and buying our food. I know that some people are probably hunters, and that's good, but again, you've got guns and rifles, unless you're shooting bows. But if you have to make it all from the beginning and you can't go and buy all that, and you're stuck out in the wild in dangerous parts of Australia with all the animals and reptiles that can kill you, sharks, if you try to swim out of that area where this guy was, is shark infested. So a lot of the crew died or something like that. But his name is Narcisse Pelletier, and it's just an amazing story. And he's got scars, and they're tribal tattoos, and they're lines across his chest and arms. And apparently that was the amount of people he killed, as well as the amount of wives he had. And then he got... after becoming part of the tribe and given a name, he learnt the language. He knew how to live off the land, what to eat, not to eat, and they're nomadic, right? They're shamanic. They travel. That means one area's been eaten to the next area, and they keep coming back once that area regrows. To me, that's Tao, knowing the seasons, what to eat, where to find water, how to survive. That's Taoism. That's the path, survival, right? All the internal alchemy side comes with the breathing, just normal breathing. It's amazing what normal or different types of breathing, and I mean normal deep breathing, right? Not shallow breathing. But every custom had, like the Australian Aboriginals, they had the didgeridoo, and that's a lot of breathing, right? They had smoking ceremonies to clear the energy and sickness out of you. They knew all the different herbs. Now, since the white man came, a lot of that knowledge has been destroyed, and we'll never find out the true healing aspects of the native Aboriginal people here of Australia, as well as their all the star all the celestial beings. They had all their knowledge as well, right? So a lot of that was gone and been destroyed, killed off. But this is a book that sparked the question what I believe a Taoist is. This guy became a Taoist by following the ways of the traditional owners of Australia, the Aboriginal people. And if you don't know, now you know. I'm also Australian Aboriginal. My great-grandfather, his name is Billy Barlow, and his wife, Maggie, they're both the king and queen of an area up in the northern part of New South Wales. And there's a full story about him at Parliament and him getting removed because he wasn't wearing like a suit and tie. He was wearing traditional tribal clothes, and they didn't want to let him in. So he went, I think, and he hired a tuxedo or something. But Taoism is not just all about reading the scriptures and going, I've got hair buns and dressing up as a Taoist. I'm a Taoist, right? I got ordained as a Taoist back in 1992, following my teacher into the Ching Chung Gun set, the Evergreen sect, which is the pineal, the pine cone tree, the evergreen, and talk about the pineal gland. But there's all the rituals and deities to know and to pray to, and learning the Tao Te Ching, of course, and Zhangji, or Zhangji, whatever his name is, Lao Tzu, of course, Yellow Emperor's Classics, the Lao Shu, Bakwa. That's all part of Taoist magic and rituals, and feng shui, or the feng shui. So it's interesting how people perceive it. I perceive Taoist as someone that knows the land, what to eat, not to eat, goes with the seasons, where to be, not to be, and follow the natural law of, even Taoists and Buddhist monks, they do their gardening, right, around the temple. So they're in nature, they're learning about herbology, they're learning what to grow, how long it takes to grow, when to reap the vegetables and whatnot. So to me, a farmer, yes and no, depends if it's just one crop of something, corn, just a cornfield all the time. But knowing the land, if I dropped you off in the middle of the bush here, how would you survive? And to me, you'd want to know your shit, because it's all about survival. Life is all about survival to me. Born, then you're off to school, work, and then you're dead, right? So it's all about, as soon as you're out of the womb, you're in fight mode to survive. Every cell in your body is to survive. All right, so that was a little bit too much of a rant. But do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, I think a story like that can put your mind in perspective, and all the books I have on Taoism and canons and the writings and alchemy, it's not going to do you any good if you out in the bush and you got nothing, no phone, and you need to survive. So to me, Taoist is living off the land and knowing about the seasons and how to live just off Mother Earth and breathe the air of the heavens. Very simple. All right. But at the same time, I don't know all that. That's I'm guilty. I'm saying I don't know. I'm growing my own vegetables, of course, but I don't know. Like, if you didn't have a phone and you lost track of time and days and years, you have to work off the sun, moon, and the stars and the seasons, and that's all it is. All right. I probably won't even put this up because it probably didn't make any sense, but check out that book of this kid. Unbelievable. It's called Castaway. French cabin boy Narcisse Pelletier. He was shipwrecked. All right. Peace out.